1, 2, 3. Hide joy, a little baby boy is born unto thee, unto thee, unto thee, unto thee, unto thee. Look on world, liquid eyes to unfurl the purest love for all. He's for all. He's for all. He's for all. He's for all. Clad in white, he's the creation's delight. He is the one in all. Let us heed his call. 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 Let's heed his call, let's heed his call. Meher Baba sings the universal saga. Bring your heart to him. Lay it at his feet. Lay it at his feet. Lay it at his feet. Laid at his feet. Laid at his feet. Hide the joy, a little baby boy is born unto thee, unto thee. You're the very sun behind the soon rising sun. Let us try to give our hearts to you. Every star reflects the glory of your smile. Let us ask only to be happy. If I knew I really loved you, I wouldn't mind the pain to wait 1,000 years to touch your face, to feel your grace, to have a trace of your love. You're the ancient one whose past is worshipped and remembered, but whose present is ignored and forgotten. and his future advent is anticipated with great fervor and longing. If I knew I really loved you, I wouldn't mind the pain to wait 1,000 years to touch your face, to feel your grace, to have a trace of your love. To touch your face, to feel your grace, to have a trace of your love. Round the earth your love is flowing as a river wide and deep, making full and rich the harvest that each at time's end will reap. The light of new day now is dawning as a heavenly flower rare. In its heart we are discerning your face, Baba, dear and fair. You're the ancient one whose past is worshipped and remembered, but whose present is ignored and forgotten, and whose future advent is anticipated with great fervor and longing. If I knew I really loved you, I wouldn't mind the pain to wait 1,000 years to touch your face, to feel your grace, to have a trace of your love. To touch your face, to feel your grace, to have a trace of your love.
Jay Baba. Sorry, it took me a second to get through all of it. All right. I'm just thinking, I don't know if Jane is here. I'm going to look real quick. Anybody see her? Let me know.
I'm here.
Yay! Hi, Jay Baba.
Hello. Where are you? I can't see you.
I'm up here somewhere
Okay.
in Zoom land.
Hi. There you are. You're under me right there.
Yay! Well, just wanted to thank you for that beautiful song. It was such a wonderful thing to put Baba's image with that beautiful song. Thank you for sending
Yeah,
it.
you did beautifully. I just got that song about a year ago from Phil Ludwig, and I hadn't heard it really before. I don't remember recording it. Pardon?
There's a bad echo, and I think maybe Bob
That's
Mossman, you're playing through your speakers.
Yeah, we're both doing.
Okay, I'll try to listen to yours.
Okay.
Bob's going to try to listen to mine. Let me mute mine, and he can hear his. No, because then all right.
No, you keep it.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
If it's too close, that's the issue. I'm so happy you could be here today. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
had a song, Jane, or if you wanted to.
All right. I'll sing a song. The poem is Josephine Esther Ross, is Anne Ross's mother. And the music was written by Bob Brown, the guy we're talking about today. I saw a star was shining in the evening sky. I raised a hand in greeting to Baba throned on high, to Baba throned on high. I heard a robin singing in a leafy tree. I love to hear the silent one singing songs to me, singing songs to me. I saw a dewdrop glisten in a rose unfurled. I grieved to see the Holy One weeping for the world, weeping for the world. Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba. Well, that has me weeping. That was gorgeous. Thank you. Hey, Baba. Okay. Well, anything else you wanted to share? If you had any thoughts or stories, and I don't want to hold you because I don't know if you're on duty today.
I'm fine. I'm here for a while.
Okay, great. All right, sweet.
So is Bob Mossman.
Yes.
Hey,
We're glad-
Janie, why don't you
Yes?
tell us a little about Bob's background, where he was born, where he grew up, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, he was born in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and he grew up there. He had a hard childhood. His mom was not real nice to him. She wanted to be famous, a classical pianist, and she ended up being a mom instead. So he had a hard time, and he ended up wanting to be famous. So the story about him wanting to be famous was we went to New York City, where I lived for a while, where he and I got together in 1980-ish, and we went into a music publisher's office, and the guy said to him, "The thing that's standing between you and success is this desk." And Bob got so mad, we left the place, he took a Christmas brownie and he threw it at the door. He threw it at the door, and that was it for us. I said, we're going to Myrtle Beach. So that's how we ended up back here. Yeah, he didn't have an easy time, but he did grow up in a beautiful area in Pennsylvania, which Ruth knows about.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
We do have a little something from John Prettyman that Larry was going to read. My husband Larry, a little something that John wrote. So Larry, if you would unmute yourself and just read that quickly for us, or as
Okay.
slow as you would like.
It was sometime in 1966 or early 1967, I think. We lived in the Westchester, Pennsylvania area. Kitty told Frank Blas, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and myself that a
Nice.
Baba devotee, Bob Brown, worked in the Powley pet shop not far away. So we went over one day and Bob was there and we introduced ourselves. From then on, Bob was a regular at my house on a stream in a rural area, and we all became tight friends. We were coming together as a small group of Baba devotees in a 40-mile radius. I was at Frank and Diana's apartment when we first heard of Baba from one of their friends who was passing through from Chapel Hill. Maureen and Paul Hurley in Westchester, we found. Grant and Heather Berger had an India import clothing store in Westchester called Don't worry, be happy. Frank and I met them after seeing The Sign. Bruce and Gilda Kelsey were just over the Delaware border. Joe and Ellen DiSabatino were close by too, and John Dennison occasionally. Bob was unique, to say the least. I thought he was a minor lunatic and so outgoing and exuberant and 100% devoted to Baba. There was no doubting that. We were all on our honeymoons with Baba, a very heady time, love prevailed, God realization just around the next corner. Bob banged on a guitar, just beginning to learn how to play, and sang songs he composed for Baba. He spoke about music and Baba and how he aspired to write Baba songs and make recordings. To me, he sounded like an absolute beginner at music, not much of a voice either. I guess he actually was a beginner, but oh, what devotion and confidence in his vision. I was blown away when just fast few years later, he was producing such beautiful and powerful music. I'm thinking of Victory Unto Thee at the moment, and all the other amazing songs. As a hobby, I had been building classical type guitars. Bob was playing a heavy factory guitar that didn't have much tonal quality. And when he played one of mine, he fell in love with the rich vibrancy, said he had to have it ready to buy. So I gave it to him. It was my first guitar with a couple of flaws built in, but nice in tone. I don't remember how long he was in that area. Seems like maybe a year or two before he moved, maybe to Myrtle Beach, not sure. A few things I remember: having meals with us at our house and liberally pouring Parmesan cheese over the food on his plate. When I mentioned how he must love the cheese, he said he couldn't stand the cheese. He couldn't stand Parmesan, and he thought Baba wanted him to shun worldly pleasures, so best to make the food as unenjoyable as possible. I remember him talking about how he loathed his father's factory, textile, I think, overcome with a dark foreboding whenever he saw it. So naturally, he got a job there and stayed till he could stand it no longer. He was a lunatic, and his devotion to Baba was quite obvious and intense. We were also at the last darshan together and were assigned to share a room in a hotel in Pune. I remember we were invited to dinner by a friendly non-Baba person. He was an electrical engineer and was hoping I could help him find a job in the US as a prerequisite to him getting a visa. I was later able to send him job information. He wanted to show us how a college graduate, not from a wealthy family, lived in Pune. When his family was ready, we moved him down a series of alleys to their small place, 2 rooms as I recollect, with a very small kitchen. 3 generations lived there, at least 10 of them. Bob and I and our host sat on the floor while the women brought containers of food, which we ate from leaves on the floor with our fingers, which was all new to us. Our host showed us very carefully how it was done. Some of the food was like fire, probably as good as the sharp cheese route for Bob. The rest of the family sat around on the floor and beds and watched as we ate. What a dear man. Later, I could see him at the center, Baba's troubadour. What a beautiful soul. Devotion pouring out, album after album. Jai Baba.
Jay Baba, thank you. It's a nice little background piece. He couldn't be here today. Now, Kathy Riley and Jim Meyer both sang with Bob as well, of course, Jane. But I just thought maybe, Kathy, did you want to share something now? Since your letter is before Jay, I thought we'd go with the C first.
Oh, good. Okay.
Jay Baba.
Yeah, Jay, Baba, thanks for asking, and what a wonderful divinely inspired lunatic. Lover of God was our Bob Brown. Tom and Bob were very good friends, and actually Tom would like to share what Bob felt about their connection.
Bob was so fervently convinced that he and I had been closely connected to Ramakrishna in India long ago, and that we were so seriously influenced by Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, and he was preoccupied with that. To him, it was such an intimate part of his most meaningful past. He was such a treasure, Bob. Yeah, he's in my heart always. Yeah, he was so, so special.
The memories, the first memory I have of Bob was that when Annie Weld and I came to the center, quite lunatic ourselves, I must say, we connected with Bob right away, and he got a wild idea to go to there was a reptile adventure place down in the Restaurant Row area, and he went and bought all the box turtles. I think brought a box of about 15 or 20 box turtles, and asked Annie and I if we would go to Dilruba. He knocked on the door and asked Elizabeth permission to release the box turtles into the lake. And she looked a little surprised, and then she very smiled happily and brought us around the back and let Bob gently dump the box of box turtles down the hill into Long Lake, where I'm sure they had a much better time than in the reptile zoo. And the second memory is of Bob taking Annie and I to a field of spring flowers and saying that it was very easy to kiss bumblebees and that they wouldn't sting. So very half afraid, but willing to try because he was so exuberant about it. Annie and I watched him lean over and kiss a little fuzzy bumblebee, and nothing happened. So we both survived that, attempted and kissed a bumblebee each. So that was my second strong memory of something I have never done before or since. And
then they bit you all over the hiney.
And my third memory of one of my happiest memories of singing with Bob, besides those wonderful years in the original kitchen that Jim has dubbed the Mahapalaya Choir, singing with Jim and Bob and lots of wonderful friends, was singing in the old meeting place that was the rectangular building, and the stage was, toward the garage. And Bob and I were singing away, and he, for some reason, was mad about the song Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. And we started singing it, and then he got overcome with fervor and, fell on his back playing the guitar. His shoes fell off, and of course he often would have different color socks on, so his socks were up in the air, and he's singing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, and I'm harmonizing from an upright position. And I looked out into the audience, and Jane and Elizabeth were there. And as I watched, Elizabeth just started laughing, and she just doubled over with laughter, and she just was like holding her stomach and bent over and laughing hysterically. And that memory is a treasured memory that I will never forget. And actually, Bob and Jane were our matchmakers. So thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jane. They invite for the matchmaker. Yes, they helped you and
Mike
me.
And you.
Me and you. So that's an important connection.
So
Hey, Baba.
Jay, Baba. So sweet. I didn't know that about them being your matchmakers.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Well, anytime you want to jump in with music, if you have an inclination, jump in, Kath. Just let me know. And Jim, I know you and Bob have a great past. If you'd like to share some song, music, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bob and I performed professionally for about a year. We were known as Brown and Meyer. That was our professional name, and we started playing in bars and restaurants in the North Myrtle Beach area, and finally settled at a hotel called the Yachtsman, where we sang 6 nights a week, Monday through Saturdays, 4 hours a night. And it was an experience. There were many things that happened. I want to first say that I think I met Bob on the center in 1968. I'm not exactly sure, and I didn't meet him socially. I watched him sing, I was stunned because I had slight aspirations to sing for Baba, but I didn't know exactly how to go about it. And I saw this guy, he was almost difficult to watch sing because his tongue would hang out and he would have these funny expressions on his face. But the music that was coming out of this guy was a transcendent music. There was no doubt about it that here was a very unusual, highly attuned musician to the spirit, and he gave me confidence when I heard him to do the same kind of thing. So I always think of Bob as my mentor. And of course, when we played professionally, numbers of things happened. The one thing I remember, of course, about Bob's musicality was that I never heard him make a mistake on the guitar. He was just a very solid musician. And the second thing is, as a writer, as a musician, his melodies he was a master of melody. He could take any song, any poem, and find a melody to match it. And I don't think anybody's been as good, in my experience. There are a few. I mean, David Miyake's probably the equivalent, at least in that manner. Anyway, Bob was just a terrific musician. Also, when I got to know him in those early days, I was kind of a street urchin from New York City. I mean, I basically raised myself. My mom was a single mom, and she had to work, and so I basically was out on my own from the age of about 7 years old until she remarried when I was 13. So I was pretty much a street punk from New York. And when I met Bob, it just amazed me that he could survive in this world. I've never met anybody like him. I still haven't met anyone quite like him. Baba just put him under his wing and got him a job at the center and just embraced him there, because I don't think the world couldn't handle Bob, and Bob couldn't handle the world, but his work at the center was just great. I want to tell you one funny story. I've told it before, but for a larger audience, I suppose. When Bob and I were playing what we do when we went to this Yachtsman hotel is we'd start out, I think, from 7 to 8. We'd play in the bar. They had a bar on the lower floor, and then after an hour in the bar, we would go up a floor to the restaurant, a very large and successful restaurant, and we'd do 3 sets there. So one night, halfway through our set in the bar, a lady sits down with her husband, and The bar was crowded. There might have been, let's say, 15, 20 people, 25 people in the bar. We had made a sort of a reputation. And this woman starts growling like a wild animal. It clearly dawned on us about 10 minutes in that she was possessed. She had this aura about her that she would, you know, when we'd finish a song, she'd go like this. And Bob and I were looking at each other and we thought, what the hell's going on here, you know? So we would be singing our songs and she'd be growling. And slowly everybody started to leave the bar until at the end of the set, there was nobody left in the bar except this woman and her husband and Bob and I. And so Bob got to the microphone. He said, thank you very much, Mayor Baba. Mayor Baba, thank you very much. Mayor Baba, we're going to go up to the restaurant now, Mayor Baba. And he was saying Mayor Baba to this lady. And I just wanted to get out of there. So we went upstairs to the restaurant and we started talking and we said, oh God, thank God that was over with. That was the strangest thing we'd ever seen. So we began our set, and who comes up to sit and have dinner is this lady and her husband. And she proceeds to growl and make weird sounds and weird movements. And she proceeds to empty out the restaurant. I mean, it was that kind of a thing. And Bob was introducing songs like, yes, Mayor Baba, we'd like to sing Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett, Mayor Baba. And he keeps repeating Baba's name and projecting it towards this lady, but it's not helping. She's going, and she's not mentally ill. She's just possessed. That's all I can tell you. We got done with our first set and we went over to the manager. Meanwhile, half the restaurant has been emptied out by this lady. She's just frightening. And we went to the manager and said, you got to do something about this. This is embarrassing. This is weird. And the manager said, I'm not going near that person. So we spent the whole night singing before a possessed woman. She wound up being the only one, she and her husband, the only ones left in the restaurant because she emptied it out and nobody would come in. And Bob was steadfast. He kept repeating Baba's name after every song. And so that was one of the strange things that happened to us. Anyway, just Baba had his ways. I don't know what else to tell you. Karen Talbert once had us fired. In the early days, Bob and I were playing at this rough redneck bar in North Myrtle Beach, which suspiciously burned down a few months later, okay? But when we started playing there, they hired us so that people would come in and buy drinks. And Karen Talbot came in with a few other Baba lovers, and she ordered a cup of hot water. And she nursed the tea bag in that hot water for 3 hours while we did our entire set. And afterwards, the manager came up to us and said, "You guys are fired. We hired you to bring drinkers in here, not people who are going to drink herb tea." So that was fun. Well, I mean, I can do a song. I can do a Bob Brown song if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, only Bob Brown can do Bob Brown songs, but this is one that is just a great lyric and a just great melody. I hope I can do it justice. You are like the sea that reaches every distant shore. You are like the river that roars. You are like the mountains that span the highest places. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the baby born who cries for tenderness. But you are the maker of saints. You are eternal bliss. You are like the brightest star that shines on distant places. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the mountain stream that rushes to the source. But you are the ocean, and these drops bring you remorse. So you come to live in us, creating love's oasis. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the radiant sun that pierces every cloud. Your silence is ringing, thundering so loud. You are really the Lord of Lords. Your love is all embracing. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces.
Hey, Baba. Thank you, Jim. Noreen? Jay Baba.
Jay, Baba, and happy Easter to everyone. What great stories. This is from Bob's book, The Turtle's Darshan, and it's The Animal's Arti to Meher Baba. How warm and tender is Baba? Beloved Baba is so warm and tender that when the stars go to bed at the first glint of morning light, they tell the sun to rise ever so quickly so as to keep Baba warm. How silent is Baba? Beloved Baba is so silent that even though the rivers long to return to the sea, they flow slowly and quietly so as not to disturb dear Baba's silence. How lovely is Baba? Beloved Baba is so lovely that when the honeybees are busy gathering honey, at the mere sight of him, they abandon their honey and swarm to sip the nectar of his smile. How precious is Baba? Beloved Baba is so precious that the most priceless diamonds become mere pebbles, waiting and hoping to be tread on by him. How beautiful is Baba? Beloved Baba is so beautiful that where he walks, the most delicate, beautiful flowers desperately lean his way, hoping to be noticed by him. How infinite and timeless is Baba? Beloved Baba is so infinite and timeless that the seconds long to become minutes, and the minutes hours, and the hours days, and the days weeks, and the weeks months, and the months years, and the years long to be 700 or 1,000, just so that men can say that 700 or 1,000 years have passed before the Great One has returned. How humble is Baba? Beloved Baba is so humble that when he comes, many men who are deemed great by the world don't even recognize him. How patient is Baba? Beloved Baba is so patient that he set into motion all life in creation so that God would not be impatient in waiting to know himself. How loving is Baba? Beloved Baba is so loving that the angels take birth as men to be near him and to feel his love. How compassionate is Baba? Beloved Baba is so compassionate that he allows us to become his lovers. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Tim, good morning. Jai Baba.
Good morning. Jai Baba to all. We were fortunate to know Bob and, in the mid-70s, walk about the center and hear his voice just ringing out in the woods wherever he was. Such a special person. This song is from one of his early albums, You're Here at Last. It's called If You'll Have Me. Now I see you waiting for me. Will you always be? Will you always see the lighter side of me? Even though I know it's dark in there, I'll try to share my life with you. I'll try to share with you if you'll have me. Now I see you coming to me with your eyes so bright. Now it seems so right for you to offer me my hand. And I hope somehow our wedding vow will be to know that love will grow in you and me, if you'll have me. I see the flowers in your hair. I see the sunlight everywhere. I see celebration. I see exaltation. I hear romantic ideals being spoken everywhere. But will you have me? I mean many years from now. And will I have you? Will I have you? Many years from now. Yes, I will have you. Now I see us going wayward, walking hand in hand. Will we understand that his love be our command? Yes, I hope somehow our wedding vow will be to know that love will grow in you and me, if you'll have me, if you'll have me, if you'll have me. Jai Baba.
Ooh, well, that sure brought it back. Thank you, Tim. That was beautiful. Really beautiful. Joe?
Happy Easter, everyone. I'm going to play, I think, one of my favorite Bob Brown songs. You are born to everyone. Everyone will feel your love. Everyone will feel your love, your love, your love, your love. Every age you come to us to instill your love in us, so that we may be true to the trust you repose in us. Love divine so pure, always will endure the passage of time until you come again. And once more, you are born to everyone. Everyone will feel your love. Everyone will feel your love, your love, your love, your love. Every age is just the same. You come back to play your game, winning hearts to you, the divine beloved, worthy of love, 'cause you are love, divine love. All the stars above could never shine as bright as your smile. Yet once in a while, you are born to everyone. Everyone will feel your love. Everyone will feel your love, your love, your love, your love. La, da, 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 J Baba.
Hey, Baba, so sweet.
Beautiful, Joe. Beautiful.
Really, Bob's tradition. Do you have any story or anything that you remember about Bob?
Well, as Timmy said, I always remember visiting the center, and as Bob was caring for the cabins, you would always hear him singing, and that's very fond a memory to have experienced that. And he would always give little pieces of wood from the bridge that Baba walked on or something. He always was there to hand you some little precious little gift. But his music, both he and Jim, they inspired me as a Baba lover with their music, and just very fond memories of Bob in the center.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. Alan Ray, pal, you're up. Jay Baba.
Jay Meher Baba, happy Easter, everybody. So during the 70s, I was blessed and fortunate to have the opportunity from 71 on to go to the center pretty much annually. And of course, I was inspired by Bob's incredibly wonderful and heartfelt songs and compositions for beloved Baba. I also recollect him raking leaves on the center, and there were many years where he was the night watchman as well. I believe the last time that I saw Bob on center was after I'd moved to California. I had been in a very serious automobile accident with a head injury. And Bob, when I was, next time I was at the center, he approached me. He asked me, he was very concerned about me And by this time, he also had some concerns with what was going on within his head. And he gave me a copy of the Turtles' last Darshan. So that was a very sweet moment with Bob. Like Jim, one of my favorite Bob Brown tunes is Love's Grace. And I'm going to play it, even though we've already heard it once. This will be slightly different, a little bit more up-tempo. You are like the sea that reaches every distant shore. You are like the river that flows. You are like the mountains that span the highest places. You are like the rain that falls on love, graces. You are like the baby bone that cries for tenderness. Like you are the maker of saints, you are eternal bliss. You are like the brightest star that shines on distant places. You are like the rain that falls on love, graces. You are like the mountain stream that rushes to the source. But you are the ocean, and these drops give you remorse. So you come to live in us, creating love's oasis. You are like the rain that falls on love, graces. You are like the radiant sun that pierces every cloud. Your silence is ringing, thundering so loud. You are really Lord of Lords. Your love is all embracing. You are like the rain falls on love, graces. You are like the rain that falls on love, graces.
So sweet. Thank you, J. Bob, Allen Ray Powell. That was wonderful.
Thank you,
I just
Bob.
wanted to tell something real quick. Back in those days when Bob was looking to become famous, he had arranged to have somebody from Columbia Records and another record company, and I can't remember which, come to a place called the Main Point in Philadelphia, which was very well known back in the day. Every folk singer ever was came through the Main Point and sang there. And I think Bob's connections with his family in Philadelphia allowed him to get set up to be an introduction to a group called the Persuasions. And the Persuasions were these, I didn't know who they were, but they were this amazing group of a cappella black singers, men, just fantastic. So we come to the Main Point, myself and another friend of Bob's. We drive up from Pittsburgh. I think we drove up with Bob. Anyway, we stay at the owner's house, who is a blind woman. And we are asleep or crashing on her couch in the living room, and we go to the performance. Well, the thing was, people were there to hear the Persuasions. They weren't there to hear Bob Brown. And they had no idea who Bob Brown was. So Bob sits and he starts and he sings a song, and everybody's like just restless, and they're all craving the persuasions. And all of a sudden, his whole demeanor switched. Bob just switched on, is the only way I can put it. And for those of you who remembered, it had a ribbon that hung down from the guitar neck with Baba buttons all the way down. And as he sang and moved, those buttons would clank. And he would have his own kind of rhythm section. Anyway, Bob switched on and he just performed. And you could have heard a pin drop when he was done. Everyone they were just taken. And Bob performed from there. And people were responsive and loving all his music. And just, he was the essential warm-up when the persuasions got there and were fabulous. It was nothing in comparison. Baba just turned that key, so I'll never forget that memory. All right, up next we have Bill Cliff. Jai Baba.
Jai Bob, everyone. A happy and blessed Easter to all. I have a song planned by Bob, one of his early songs, and when Jim mentioned Bob being a master of melody, I thought, well, I'm going to introduce this song with one of his tunes on my recorder. And both the song and the tune to which he put to a Josephine Ross poem, both the first verse of each is a tribute to Lord Krishna, because her first poem, entitled Sacrament, the first one she ever wrote for Baba was to Krishna. So I'm going to play the tune that Bob put to that poem of hers. The first verse goes, "At the sound of thy flute, O Krishna, my heart has missed a beat, and now I yield to thy beauty and kiss thy lotus feet." An exquisite, exquisite piece of music. Then I'm going to go into a song from his first album. You'll recognize it. I won't say what the title is, but I just wanted to say that when that first vinyl record, Father of My Song, arrived in the mail and I put it on the stereo, I knew that music could come out of speakers, but I didn't realize how much love can come out of the speakers and how much love there was in those songs. I was overwhelmed to the point of tears. I mean, I was getting goosebumps with just about every song. And so I'm going to play a little bit of the tune, and then I'm going to go into a song. I hope you remember this song. Bob, I hope I do this song justice. But here's At the Sound of Thy Flute, O Krishna. Krishna, the Lord of Love, somewhere of speech. Sleep, little Jesus, sleep. We are not ready yet to hear your word. Jesus, the Lord of love, somewhere in the pain is our new beginning. Sleep, little Mayor, sleep. We are not prepared yet for our own glory. Mayor Baba, our compassionate Father,
Jay Baba Bill. I could just hear Bob's voice. Thank you. That was beautiful. Carol Werner, I think you have something you'd like to sing.
Yes, this is the song that took me a long time to find the words because the title is so different. And just this song and so many songs. Great gratitude for Bob for singing my heart all through so many years. And so this is my song to comfort you. If I really long for you, then let me sing a song of longing in my heart. And if my song is sweet, you'll know that my heartstrings play while the guitar plays in my hands. If I really love you, God, please let me love your world and everything therein. And if the tears rise high in me, then you'll know my song has struck the note to long for thee. Mayhair great one, my all in all, your song is sung, your call is called, the world will one day sing praise to your song. I know you love me, Baba. Please let me sing a tune to mute the pain you assume. And if the burden you bear bears less, then I'll know the song is what one longed for, breath of bliss. Thank you, Bob. Jay Baba.
Jay Baba, Carol, that was just beautiful. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning, Jay Baba.
Jay Baba.
Yeah, I don't have lots of specific memories of Bob. I have wonderful, warm memories of him. I know that I loved his music, and when he would put out albums, he would ask me to review them for The Glow, which I would do because I was a real fan of his, and then of course his and Jane's work. I don't know if it's been mentioned. I got in late. I don't know if it's been mentioned. And Jane, who I saw is on the call, may be able to confirm this. I think didn't he play with Chubby Checker at some point in time? I think that's.
We had some connection with him. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, that was my recollection about him. Anyway,
Also B.B. King.
B.B. King also, yeah. No, he was aspiring to his success in those worlds, and he had a success in a different world. So I was thinking about a song to play for him, and I thought, it's Easter, and I'm missing being on the center for the Easter sunrise, which is so beautiful there. And one of the songs I have sung there really every year for the last years I can remember, is a song that he wrote with Ward Parks called "Did You See Him There?" So that's.
Did you see him there by the willows bending? The moon's white shafts fell like rain from on high. The blood of his hands flowed in, river unending, into the sands where the springs of our hearts have run dry. Did you see him there and hear his soft calling? Love's sweet song rising from bottomless pain. The load of our woes on his white shoulder falling, he bears in his mercy to make hatred's reign. Did you see him there, whom the angels had sought? His truth too simple for men to endure. I long to die for him there, but I could not. And the dawn streaked the sky with rose and azure. Did you see him there? 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 Did you see him there by the willows bending? The moon's white shafts fell like rain from on high. The blood of his hands holding river unending, into the sands where the strings of our hearts have run dry. Did you see him there? 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 And did you see him there? Did you see him there? Jai Baba.
Jay Baba, Daniel. So good to hear you again.
Thank you.
Jay Baba, thank you. Kathy? Did you want to sing something?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Just, it's such a treat. Oh my golly, what a fest. Woo. Thank you, everybody, for your beautiful renditions of Bob's songs. So, Bill, you mentioned Father of My Song. That's one of my favorites. I think of you right now, your kiss upon my brow. You always understand, you're the unseen guiding hand. You lead me to the light, come what may or might, come what's right or wrong, you're the father of my song. Some say you're the Father in heaven, you gave sight to the blind. Some claim you healed the lame and you gave the beggar wine. But for me, I need no miracles, 'cause what I've made right, you won't make wrong. The miracle is you're the father of my song. I think of you as sweet Mayhem, sweet Jesus, Buddha, Ram. Miracle is your grace, your love, the healing balm. The only strength you know is the firmament of your depth. The only weakness you show is the tears your lovers have wept. Some say you, the Father in heaven, you gave sight to the blind. Some claim you healed the lame, gave the beggar wine. Well, for me, I need no miracle, 'cause what you made right, you won't make wrong. The miracle is you're the father of our song. Miracle is you're the father of my song. The miracle is you're the father of my song.
Hey, Baba. Oh, that's for all of us. Thank you. Beautiful, Kathy. Hey, Baba. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning. So I'm a great Bob Brown lover, and I always remember the times at the center when I would go there. And my happiest times were when I could sing with Jane and Bob, and usually Raphael Rudd was there and Jeff Woverton. And it might be, you know, during the meetings, or it could be in the original kitchen or the refectory. And then, of course, one of the things I really loved is to hear the two voices of Bob and Jane together, because they blended so amazingly well. So to honor them and Bob, I'm going to sing a song and play my guitar, which I haven't done in a while. So I'm a little rusty. I apologize to all those really great singers and musicians out there, but this is one of my favorites. And I think Jane helped me learn this one properly. Maybe it was a different song, but in any case, it's I'm Yours. You wonder where I sleep. I sleep within your heart, and all the world is mine, and I'm yours. You burn the candle bright, yet I'm the source of light, and all the stars are mine, but I'm yours. The ages pass, the stages as they say, when will you come again? I say when the lion lies with the lamb, and when on truth you take a son, I'll be there. You behold the rainbow's hue, yet I'm the one who colored you. And all the world is yours, but if you are mine, you You live in the universe. You adore my grandest works. Yet the only work I do is draw you to me, to me. The ages pass, the sages as they say, when will you come again? I say when the lion lies with the lamb, and when on truth you take a stand, I'll be there. You wonder where I sleep. I sleep within your heart, and all the world is mine, but I'm yours. I'm yours. I'm yours. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Elizabeth, straight from the heart. Thank you. Such a beautiful song. All right, I'm going to try one. It's called If I Follow You. If I follow you, you'll lead me to where the sun never sets. And if I follow you, you'll lead me to where I'll have no regrets. If I follow you, you will lead me to where the light will always shine. If I give to you, if I follow you, you'll show me my heart is your own shrine, the abode of love. And if I follow you, you'll love me as a mother loves the child. And if I follow you, you'll lead me to where life's winds blow soft and mild. If I follow you, you will follow me with every step in life I take. If I give to you, you'll forgive me for every mistake I seem to make. Your love is true. And if I follow you, you'll lead me to where love is the king. If I follow you, you'll lead me to the kingdom of love within. If I follow you, you will give me your treasure so vast, it's so far untold. If I live for you, you'll show me I'll never grow old, eternal soul. I will follow you. Jai Baba. Okay, so up next, well, I don't know. Mayor Shah, did you want to wait to the end or did you want to come now?
I want to till the end because
All right.
I would like to conclude the song because Bob used to sing a lost song. So
Okay.
that should be last one.
All right, good enough. Then I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead for Jeff and Nan.
Yeah.
Jay Baba.
Can you hear us? Hello, hello?
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You have to hold that.
we're gonna sing a song, but I want to say a few words about the second. I want to see. When we worked side by side for years, and I think we'd better sing the song.
Bob didn't write the words, he wrote the music to this. It's actually a famous song written by an American woman based on stories that she heard from a friend from Germany. And choruses and choirs sing it, turns out, all over the world. We always heard a different story, but it's quite a well-known poem. So.
Do not stand at my grave and weep. I'm always here. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you wake in the morning hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in flight. I am the stars that shine at night. I am the longing in your heart. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I'm always here. I do not die. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I'm always here. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow.
I am a diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle
autumn rain.
When you wake in the morning hush, I am the swift,
uplifting rush of quiet birds in flight.
I am the stars that shine at night. I am the longing in your heart. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I'm always here. I do not die.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. What? We needed some rain this morning. Thank you.
Want to try?
I'll see if I can do tell
Yeah.
something humorous about Bob. Might get me out of this. Trouble is, as you get older, the gratefulness.
Tears of they're grateful tears, I know.
I remember he first sang that to me when he was working on it in Green One, that song. So I'll just go off on a different direction. We used to, we're working, I mean, we're all fairly well educated and cultured and everything. And here we find ourselves cleaning cabins year after year, same cabins and everything. And, something that you could have probably learned in junior high, the skills and everything in about 3 weeks. And so naturally you start to vary and put a little spice into the thing and do pranks. And he was very good at pranks, but here's a prank I got him on. Very good. We were working in Twin B back when it was a cabin, and he was vacuuming in the main room where the beds were and the dressers and everything. And unbeknownst to most people, a vacuum cleaner gives off a certain note. And so what I did is I went up, so say it's going, so I went up an octave. I did a real high screech, that was in harmony with the sound of the vacuum cleaner. So I'm in there kind of like pretending that I'm dusting, and I go up to this real high thing, and so it sounds like it's coming from the vacuum cleaner. So Bob goes over and kicks it, and the sound stops, and then he vacuums again. That squeak sounds again, screeching sounds again. He kicks the vacuum, it works for a while, and it starts up again, and so then he's vacuuming, and I decide I'm just going to let it go, and I'm not going to do anything when he kicks it. So that time he kicked it, nothing happened. So eventually he gets down on the bed, sits on the bed, and see, Bob was very thorough. If he got into investigating something, he went to the very bottom of things. So he sits down and he takes off the attachment, and he's looking there, and there's some little hairs and things in there and all that, and finally he's satisfied. He puts it back on the wand. He starts vacuuming again, and then this horrible screeching sound starts again, and so he quickly stops the thing, gets off, and he's got the wand. Now he's taking the wand there, and he's looking to make sure there's nothing in the wand itself. And so then he puts it back together. He starts vacuuming again. I come with that really high sound again, and just so he goes over to the vacuum cleaner, and the hose is it's hard to get the hose straight. It bends and everything. So he's trying to bend this hose to see if there's something in there. And and again, he puts it back together, starts vacuuming, and I let him vacuum for a while. And then I start up this high screeching sound. And he's like at his rope's end. He gets over, he opens up the whole vacuum cleaner. He's got the canister out of there. He's got the vacuum bag. He's going through trying to find out where this sound is coming from. And by that time, I just couldn't hold my laughter. I just howled with laughter. And Bob looks up from this vacuum cleaner that's all the insides are displayed on the floor. And he looks up and he says, "Jeff, you got me." So anyway, we had a lot of lovely times, and then I mean, he was a great person to be with. And and then eventually he went up, to see if he could make it in the music business, but that was an excuse because he brought Jane down, and the three of us worked for many years on the cabin crew. And we had a lot of time, especially with the guests. Bob and Jane were great with the guests. And Bob, for example, he decided, I guess he and Jane both decided they were going to have a rose garden. And then when guests come, they would have a rose in their cabin. So Bob, who didn't really have much background in gardening, got way off into growing roses. And so the both of them would, when you came to the center, you would find a rose in a I guess a little vase to greet you. So they just really gave of themselves. I mean, he really did. And I used to think about Bob, especially when I first was working with him, is he had all these great talents. He was so thorough, great musician, wonderful with people, but he was very emotionally needy. And he would come on the center and he'd be worrying about something, and he'd go to Bill Cliff and say, "Bill, what do you do about this? I'm trying to work with this," but Bill might give him some, help, and he would consult this one, and then he'd have, next week he'd have another worry, and he'd go to, Kathy Riley, what is this the right kind of diet that I should be eating? I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling kind of, and I used to think like, how is this? But then I realized that in this way, Bob, took one of his weaknesses, and through that, he connected with so many people on a personal level, and people felt acknowledged by him. So Bob had just left that weakness in him because it was perfect, because he connected with, hundreds and hundreds of people, and they gave him advice and this and that, but it was the personal link that he created. So that was many wonderful times with Bob and Jane there. Anyway, that's it. I made it through.
Good job. Jane, did you want to add something? You leaned forward. You're still muted, Jane, if you want to say something sweet.
Well, I'm going to have to go, but I could sing one more song real quick.
Yes.
Is there time?
Absolutely. Please.
But I don't have a plug. It might die.
Well.
Like dawn upon a mountain, or a sunset haze, like silver stars of evening, the Lord of beauty came. Sweet clouds of incense hovered around him and above, touched our lives with glory. He filled our hearts with love. Mightier than the ocean, purer than the skies, with tenderness and sorrow hidden in his eyes. We bowed before the vision of love made manifest. Our souls threw off their burdens and found in him their rest. Then the veil of splendor was parted and he smiled, and lo, we saw in wonder he was but a child, a child, a child, a child. Jai Baba, love you.
Jai Baba, Jane. Everybody can unmute if they want to speak to Jane. Thank you for being there at the center for us too, Jane.
Thank you.
And Bob. Jai
Bye,
Baba.
Jane.
Much love, Jane.
Thank you, Jane, for all the
Thank
years
you
of
for being
service
here.
at the center. You cleaned a ton of cabins, and as well as singing a ton of songs. And the way you and Bob sang together, I'll never forget. They're like just spectacular harmonies. That just makes me cry. Just think about it. And I loved hearing.
You're gonna make me cry.
I loved hearing you guys sing "I'm Yours" because you were Baba's, and at that time you were each other's, and it was just so amazing.
Thank you, everybody.
Jai Meher Baba, Jane. It's Meher Chand Nori from Hyderabad. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba. Ki Jai. Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba, Jane.
Okay. Let's see, where are we here? We still have Bill, Cliff, yes? Jai Baba.
Yes, hi, hi, Jai Bob again. Just want to mention that beautiful song that Jane just sang, "The Master." That's Josephine Ross's poem that Bob put to music, and to me that was written in the early 30s. That poem, more than any other poem, captures what it must have been like to see Bob at Harmon in 1932. And I remember singing that song to Josephine one day up in the nursing home near here in Albany. And after the song, she says, "I didn't write that verse. I don't know where that verse came." And she never told me what verse it was. But Bob might have surreptitiously, with his beautiful writing, slipped another verse into the song, or maybe she just completely forgot. I can't remember. Anyway, I've got a song. I think you all remember this song from an album called "The Ancient One," and this is usually the first or second song that that Ted Judson sings at the Samadhi on Baba's birthday morning. And it's a unique song because it starts out with Scott McKagan, his very unique voice saying, "The time was God's avatar. The time was Buddha, the time was Krishna, this time God took place. And then this French horn comes in. I don't know who is playing the French horn, but it's unique. That's all I can say. So anyway, the chorus to this is, if you remember and want to sing along, he comes to relive the story of old. His truth and his beauty the world cannot hold, like the night cannot hold the lover's lament. How can earth hold what heaven has sent? What great writing that is. The 5 kings have left us a babe, clothed in the knowledge they gave. They feel that the world should be saved. So born unto man is avatar of the age. His life is love's life divine, and he's born with a mission in mind. He needs friends, but disciples he'll find. He's a fisher of men, he's the father of time. He comes to relive the story. His truth and his beauty the world cannot hold, like the night cannot hold the lover's lament. How can earth hold what heaven has sent?
Great line.
He'll travel all over the earth. His life will glorify his birth. His parents will soon understand that Merwan, their son, was more than a man. His work will soon begin, bathing lepers, helping losers win, tours, feeding the poor, healing the sick, winning the pure. He comes to relive the story of old. His truth and his beauty the world cannot hold, like the night cannot hold the lover's lament. How can earth hold what heaven has sent? One more time. He comes to relive the story of old. His truth and his beauty the world cannot hold, like the night cannot hold the lover's lament. How can earth hold what heaven has sent? Jai Baba. Ruthie, any time you want me to play those live recordings of Bob and Jane from India,
All right.
just let me know.
Alrighty. Thank you. Chris Parker. Mr. Coconuts.
That's right. I started going to the center in 1969, and I remember Friday nights and Saturday nights, especially there after the movies. I'm sure people have mentioned this earlier in the program, but after the movies on those nights, going to the original kitchen, and it seemed like every week between Bob and Jim, there was a new song, at least seemed like every week, and they would just tear up the place. I mean, with their music was so rousing, and we would sit around there in that original kitchen and just sing and play or listen to them play for a long time. It was absolutely wonderful. Then there were many times going to the center when Bob Brown would say to me, I guess this was a remnant of his rock and roll karma. He would say to me, step into this big black Cadillac, my son. I'm going to make you a rock and roll star. So I think that's what was on his mind. And I also noticed that here we've got lots and lots of people from Bob's past. This is a song that I don't know if it's been sung before already tonight or today, but I'm going to try this one. He has come to live within our hearts, live within our hearts, live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts. In 1894, there was more than just a baby born. In 1969, the divine beloved left his form behind. He has come to live within our hearts, live within our hearts, live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts, live within our hearts, live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts. He lived his life for everything living underneath the sun. For the beasts in the forest, the birds in the air, the fishes in the sea. Most of all in the hearts of you and me. He has come to live within our hearts, live within our hearts, live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts, live within our hearts, live within our hearts. He has come to live within our hearts. Yeah, Bob. Now, if I was Bob, I would keep singing that for the next 5 minutes, repeating that chorus, and I would have somebody, lots of people singing beautiful harmonies along with it. So lots of fond memories of Bob. What a wonderful, incredible Baba lover and incredible musician and composer. Wow. Jai Baba.
Jay Baba. Chris, thank you so much. That definitely took me to the kitchen. Jay Baba. Yeah, rocking out. Jeff and Nan.
I got to be around Bob just in the last few years of his life, and one of the honors was to spend a lot of time at the house in the last few months. And one of the things that, and it was amazing, one of the things that used to really interest me was that people wanted to be there. They didn't want to go to work. You know, people would come over to bathe Bob or to do this or to do that, and nobody wanted to leave because the love in the house was so strong. And happiness, just the whole feeling of the house was very, very unusual. So people like resisted going anywhere else to do anything else. They'd rather come work, help out. So.
Yeah, you know, there were about 3 days in which it seemed like he was unconscious and we didn't know. We would talk to him and everything, but he was unresponsive. And then one of the hospice people said, do you think he might be hearing us? And she said, well, just ask him to blink his eye. I guess it's the one of the last motor vehicles. So we said, Bob, can you hear us? And he blinked his eye. So he was hearing us for those 3 days.
We came a little late, and so we don't know if anyone sung this yet, but this is another song we love of his.
Oh. Oh,
please let me know. Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
We're gonna
That's
change
a little too
up.
low.
We change G, and okay.
Oh, please let me know that you're the life that in me grows, and help me learn that you're the breath that in me flows. Please let me know and let me live as you have lived, and let me give as you forgave, and let me love and be your slave to 10 creations, sleeping babe, and let me know you're my heart, you're my soul, you're my way, you're my goal. And oh, please let me share in your life since you were here, and help me lose all my fear that you're not here with me right now. And let me live as you have lived, and let me give as you forgave, and let me love and be your slave to 10 creations, sleeping babe. And let me know you're my heart, you're my soul, you're my way, you're my goal, you're my goal, you're my goal.
You know, just to add something, the last day that Bob was in the body, he was surrounded by his close friends. And I mean, it was just something to be there. We were all chanting Baba's name, and he took a breath and left, and then we said the prayers, and it was sort of the template of the perfect leaving, the perfect escape from the body. I still remember that feeling of Baba's presence and the love that was in the room when Bob left us. It was quite extraordinary. So he went out in a blaze of glory.
Thanks, Jim. There's a few more people, and I'm sure there are some more offerings, but I would ask if you would sing Victory Unto Thee at the end. Could you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Okay. Alan Ray, pal?
Well, I was going to, because there was a request, I was going to sing Victory Unto Thee, but I will step aside and wait for Jim to sing that. He will do a much better job than I would. So,
Do you have any other Bob songs in mind?
nothing in the moment, no.
If you find something, I'll put you ahead of the group.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And Bill, did you have something?
Yes, I'd like to play. I could play maybe one or two recordings from 1982, Bob and Jane in Merazad and Mehrabad. This is live, and I've got about 45 recordings made during the time they were there at the same time as Jamie and Mark and Scott McCaig and myself, and recordings of Heather and Eric and Ted Judson. But this is one particular recording that really touches my heart. I've got my little boombox here. I'm going to put it up next to the microphone, and hopefully it'll all work. But Bob is on the porch at Merazad. Of course, 82, all the women Mandali are still alive. They're all there. And he does this beautiful song that he wrote for the Merazad family called Beautiful Family. And Scott, I can't say how much Scott means playing his harmonium in the background on this recording. So let me just sort of dial it up on here, and we'll see if we go. It's number 8. Okay.
united in oneness, for the stars shine at above. Majestic is his beauty as he rides his white steed. And tender is your longing as you wait to be free. We're waiting for his call. How happy we feel that you are here with us all. Yes, we're longing to, but not as much as you. You serve with your hands his lovely form, and woven garlands of flowers round his neck to be worn. But now on your heart is sewn his sweet name. A blessing it is that we feel the warmth from your flame. We're waiting for his call. How happy we feel that you are here with us all. Yes, we're longing to, but not as much as you.
How did that sound, Ruthie?
I thought it sounded great.
Okay, I've got a really powerful one of his I could play now, which is sort of the opposite of this very sweet, tender song.
Okay. Joe Stewart has his hand up. So after you, then Joe will go.
Okay, let me just find it here. This is called this. Now there was Bob and Jane and the whole group did a 45-minute concert at Mondeley Hall, and it was really amazing because Francis was there, Bill LePage was there, Kitty was there, Darwin and Jean Shaw were there, Agnes Barron was there, all the Mondeley were there, and I think Bob opened his and Jane's set with this "Awake Arise" song, that is the words of Francis, and I just have to find it on here. Turn the volume up.
was pretty great. Pretty great. Okay, we have a couple more people coming up. I just want to quickly say this. We all love Bob so much, but I just can't help but bring this to you. He was really appreciated out there. Just like that concert with Persuasions where everybody was like listening to everything Bob had to say about Mayor Baba for like 30 minutes. Another time, a bunch of people came for a recording with our educational station, WQED. Bob was one. And when he did his little couple three songs, they asked him to come to the studio and record for an hour for the TV station. He went, and the guy who started the recording in this big camera that they used to ride in started to record Bob, and this other man came in through a door, reached in, grabbed the recording guy, the cameraman out, got in, and recorded the whole hour of Bob singing and playing. And when he got done, Bob finished, the man got out of the recording camera, took off the headphones, laid them on the seat, and just wandered out the door in a blissful daze. So all I'm trying to say is he really impacted people that didn't even know about Mayor Baba with that amazing energetic love that he has for the beloved. So anyway, all right. Everybody knows all this. I'm probably just preaching to the choir. Joe Stewart.
Oh, thank you. You know, I just wanted to play this song because I thought someone else was going to do it. I think Al planned on playing it, but it's another one of my favorite songs, so I'd like to play it. It's a song for St. Francis. I think of you, I often do, St. Francis. Your love was true, you never knew your chances. If it was food you chose to take, you threw ashes on your plate. And if you laid down your head down upon your bed, all that you had was the rock of your soul. St. Francis. Well, the animals came, they knew your name, St. Francis. The lame men crawled, the blind men saw you, Francis. If it was miles you had to roam, you made the barren land your home. And if you took for yourself, you took for the well of having nothing but love. St. Francis. So I think of you, I often do, St. Francis. Your love was true, you never knew your chances. Please let me share my only chance to revere your sacred stance. And may the little animals come to know you are one with the Son of Mankind, and the lame and the blind come to see the light of his compassion, the light of his compassion. It's true. Jay Baba.
So sweet. Thank you. Jay Baba. Very beautiful. Jay.
Oh, I was just going to say, Bob told me that he got the words and the melody for that song in 20 minutes. It just came right through him.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Jay. You want to?
Hi, Jay Baba.
Hey, Baba.
So I don't know actually the title of this song. It was in a Bob Fredericks movie. So if anyone knows it or what album it's on, maybe that would be great to know. But and is it his birthday today? Is that oh great. It's also my dad's birthday. He passed away, but that's great to know. They have the same birthday. All right. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. All of this world is a way unto you. All of the heavens are under you. Yes, there are all kinds of loves and so many ways to find you. But there's only one way to hold you near, to believe in you, darling Lord. Meher is to love you, to love you, to love you, and to please you. There'll be so many ways to stray from you. There'll be so many loves that seem as true. But if we honor you, knowing who you are, then you will guide us till the journey's end. Yes, there are diamonds and lights in the sky, with all kinds of promise that dreams will come true. We are the lambs in the meadows, with wolves in the woods waiting by. But there's only one way to hold you near, to believe in you, darling Lord. Meher, that's to love you, to love you, to love you, and to please you. There'll be so many signs everywhere, but we must keep our eyes only on Meher. For being true to you is what you love, and you will guide us till the journey's end. Yes, you will guide us till the journey's end. Thank you, Jai Baba.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. I know everyone really, really enjoyed that. Oh, my, oh my. It's hard to believe that we're well over 2 hours of Bob's music, but here we are. Next, I think, Kathy, you had another song.
As I'm hearing all these fabulous songs, I'm realizing that the song that had the most meaning to me personally came after a visit with Bob and actually with Ralph Jackson out to my grandparents' ancestral home near Sumter, South Carolina. Bob went into my granddad's study, took a little black poetry book off the shelf, opened it up, poetry of one of my granddad's poetry students at Coker College. I envy every grain of sand your foot has trod upon. Bob copied 2 of these poems by my granddad's poetry student. We went home to Myrtle Beach and he wrote, I envy every grain of sand, which subsequently became actually Mara's favorite song that I would sing. I just had completely forgotten it. But I feel like I have to sing it for Bob. Thank you, Bob. Mara loved this song so much. I envy every grain of sand your foot has trod upon, every shoulder that your hand has lightly rested on, every word your hands have formed, every flower your kiss has warmed, but most of all, your dear delight, the stars that shine for you at night, for you at night. Oh, my life, I've tried to keep something lovely, something deep in my soul, for you to see if ever you should look at me. But I faltered at your gaze, blushed and turned aside my face, for all beauty that I knew was the beauty that is you. Meher Bob, all my life I've tried to keep something lovely, something deep in my soul, for you to see if ever you should look at me. But I faltered at your gaze, blushed, turned aside my face, for all beauty that I knew was the beauty that is you. Meher Bob, Meher Bob, Meher Bob.
Baba. Beautiful, Kathy. I forgot that song as well. I'm so glad you remembered it today. I have something, I don't think the Guns would mind if I shared this, but this is a piece that Carol Gunn put to kind of a choral uh, harmonies of Bob's. It's called All I Want. So I think I'll just play this quickly.
All I want is that I may love you. All I want is that I may love you. All I want is that I may love you. Love you. Love you. All I want is that I may serve you. All I want is that I may serve you. All I want is that I may serve you. serve you, serve you. All I want is that I may please you. All I want is that I may please you. All I want is that I may please you. Please you. Please you. All I want is that I may love you. All I want is that I may serve you. All I want is that I may please you.
Jay Baba, John and Carol Gunn. All right. Daryl Smith is asking, has anyone sung the Meher Baba, The Sleepless One is So Sleepy? No, Daryl. Can you do it for us? Or is it a request
Okay,
for...
yeah, sure, I'll try it.
Yay. Thanks.
This is so wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Kathy and Jim. Hannah Peterson was helpful. So many people have contributed to this. And then there's all of us. Thank you, Baba.
Meher Baba, the sleepless one, is so sleepy that he sleeps in our hearts, he hides for our keeping. Hide he may, but we hide him with all our desires. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart. How he waits to awake himself within our heart. But he waits till we wake up so we can wake him. And when we're wide awake, we find he's never been sleeping. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within my heart.
Let's say our.
Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. How he looks for a room to stay within our hearts. Knocking at all the doors, he finds our hotel full. So he walks on his way, he can't stay with strangers. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Oh, Baba, Baba, wake up to stay within our hearts. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Sorry, I just got. Anyway, the Zoom room is having its way. All right, Chris. Jai Baba.
Yes. So I was talking about those early days there in the early 70s, listening to Bob and Jim in the original kitchen. And I remembered, I've got a picture of there's Bob and an unknown guitarist, don't know who that is at the top, singing there in the original kitchen. Crowd of people around. And then another picture that I took in the 70s there with Bob. Now I think this was at somebody's wedding. This may have been at Peter Potter's wedding, I'm not sure. But Bob playing there on that guitar that probably Kathy's been playing her songs on. Gibson J45, if I remember right. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Carol and Susan, thank you for a great rendition, and those images of Bob are just so fine.
It was a Gibson Hummingbird, by the way.
Okay.
And does Kathy have it?
Oh, yeah.
Kathy has that guitar. Yeah.
There's Jim Meyer.
That was great, Daryl and Susan.
All the time in the original kitchen, kind of watching you guys coming in from doing your chores and hanging out and taking over.
Yeah, well, you kind of did that Baba, Carol. Thank you. That was reminiscent of Bob.
Yes, Bob.
I can't do it. All right. Well, I'm just seeing, are there anybody else? Now, there's a couple more songs out there I can think of. The Great Love Man, the Lullaby. I've heard Jim do the Lullaby.
I'll wait for you.
I'll wait for you. Yeah, there's a few more songs out here, so I'm just gonna wait a minute and see if anybody wants to raise a hand or just speak up. Okay, Bill.
Yeah, I'll try to do I'll Wait for You.
Yeah.
Let me just find it in my collection of songs here. I remember how much Mansari loved this song. He just felt the attitude of like being willing to wait forever, that Bob, Bob's attitude, that really, really touched her heart.
Page 63 in the sing-along book from Maribod.
Let me just get set up here. Please sing along if you remember the words.
Sorry, wrong one.
I'll wait 1,000 years for you. I'll wait a lonely life or two. I'll write 1,000,000 songs for you. I'll live 10,000 tomorrows. I'll cross a timeless span for you. I'll hold a groping hand for you. I'll take a lonely stand for you. I'll drink the tears of my sorrow. Yes, I'll wait until the time has come. I'll wait until our love is won. I'll wait till all those songs are sung, knowing all those songs are your one. I'll wait until the time has come. I'll wait until our love is won. I'll wait till all the songs are sung, knowing all those songs are your one song.
Beautiful, Bill. Thank you. Ah, yes, indeed. Kathy, did you want to do a song?
I just realized that this beautiful song is written by Bob, the music by Bob, and the words by Malcolm Schloss. Like Bill says, please sing along. One real friend. I have only one real friend. Many are his forms. He glorifies the sunsets, rides upon the storm. He and I are comrades, tried and fast and true. Glad am I to have found him here and now in you. I have only one real friend. Many are his forms. He glorifies the sunsets, rides upon the storm. He and I are comrades, tried and fast and true. Glad am I to have found him here and now in you, Baba, in you, in you, in you, Baba.
Ah, that was beautiful. This takes your heart away. It's such a fine song for singers to sing as well. Thank you. I could feel the glory of it, Kathy. Thank you. Well, are people getting tired? Is that what's up?
Hey, Ruthie, do you know you're here at last, or does anyone know that? The one that says, though it seems like a long and lonely night, I'll wait for you.
I thought Angela'd be here to sing that, but I don't know. Does anyone else want to sing it? It's such a beautiful song, Elizabeth. Thank you for picking it. Also, I'm just picking up some photos that Nan sent of Bob that must be different than what we have, but if anybody else knows that song, we'd be very happy to hear it.
I think Kathy knows it, Ruth.
Okay. Kathy, you want to go ahead? Oops, am I muted? No.
You're here at last.
Yeah.
Oh, golly, what a song. What a song. Woo, golly. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, I'll wait for you. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, you wait for me. You came as Krishna with a flute in your hand. The world was turning at your command. Your gopis, they laughed and they wept and they yearned, for they loved you, and now you wait your return. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, I wait for you. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, you wait for me. You came as Buddha, the decider of fate. From your Nazar, no man can escape. Your devotees, they swung the karmic wheel as it turned, for they loved you, and they await your return. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, I'll wait for you. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, you wait for me. You came as Jesus, beloved Christ one. On your forehead there burned the sun. Your disciples who gathered, and from you all they learned was to love you, and they await your return. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, I'll wait for you. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, you wait for me. You came as Baba, beloved Meher. This world is under your constant care. Your devotees came down from the long ancient past to love you, and now you're here at last. Though it seemed like a long and lonely night, you're here at last. Though it seems like a long and lonely night, you're here at last. Though it seemed like a long and lonely night, you're here at last. Though it seemed like a long and lonely night, you're here at last.
Woo! Beautiful. Yes. All right. Well, we have Victory Unto Thee, and Meher Chand wanted to end. So, Jim, if you wouldn't mind singing Victory Unto Thee for us.
Okay. Let's get in a proper mood. In wisdom's firmament, the moon of love is rising full, and love's flood tide in surging waves is flowing everywhere. Oh Lord, how full of bliss thou art. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. On every side shine devotees like stars around the moon. Their friend the Lord, all merciful, joyously plays with them. Behold, the gates of paradise today are open wide. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. The soft spring wind of the new day raises fresh waves of joy. Gently it carries to the earth the fragrance of God's love, till all the yogis, drunk with bliss, are lost in ecstasy. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Upon the sea of the world unfolds the lotus of the new day, and there the Lord sits enshrined in blissful majesty. See how the bees are mad with joy, sipping the nectar there. And victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Behold the Christ's radiant face, which so enchants our hearts and captivates the universe. About his lotus feet, bands of ecstatic holy men are dancing in delight. They're lost in ecstasy. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. What matchless loveliness is Mayhair, what infinite content pervades our hearts when he appears. Oh, brothers, I humbly beg you, one and all, to sing our Master's praise. and victory unto thee. Victory unto thee. Victory unto thee.
Jay Baba.
Jay Baba.
So beautiful. Meher Chand.
Jai Ma'am, I'll just take only 1 minute or 2 minutes. I first met Bob in early 80s. My interactions have started with Bob when MPC was opened in 1983-84. So those days, Bob and Jen used to come to Mansari's room at 4 o'clock in the evening to sing songs. So I used to be there to listen to their song. You know, whenever Nana Kher was at the Samadhi, whenever anybody comes, he used to say, "Welcome home." And whenever the songs are over, he used to say, "Time to depart." It so happened one day when Bob and Jane were there, we used to get afraid when Bob was playing guitar or singing song. We used to feel the energy, the love which he used to sing. We used to feel that as if he's going to fall down. But he was very cautious by Baba's grace, and he used to sing. One day it so happened when Nana Kher said, "Time to depart with Baba," he suddenly, within a few seconds, he wrote this small song, which I'm going to sing, and this gives us to depart with Baba. Hey, time to depart, go with Baba in your heart. Hey, time to depart, go with Baba in your heart. Mansari says, and Nana Ketu, time to depart, one and all of you. Take it precise and go on your way. Come back the very next day. Hey, time to depart, go with Baba in your heart. This when the song was sung. So Nana Kher used to say, whenever Bob was not there, anybody used to sing, he used to ask me to sing this song. And he used to say the Bob used to sing with so much heart in this thing. So every Baba lover should cultivate this habit of singing song from the heart, not from the mouth. So this reminded me, I'm thankful to Baba, thankful to Bob for reminding my memories. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Avatar.
Time to depart with Baba.
Ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Meher Chand. You waited a long time, India time. Thank you.
Jay Baba.
No problem. The song which reminded me waiting. Waiting is good.
Jay Baba, you all.
Baba. I see Al has his hand up, so he came a little bit late. Al, do you want to go ahead?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Al, I can hear you, honey.
Great. Happy Easter to everybody. And I wanted to share a couple of things that happened today, if I may. I'm late because I went to the Salt Life Church, which is housed in all places at the Myrtle Beach Mall, right across from the center, and right around the corner from Circle of Friends. So I thought I said, how long is the service? They said 45 minutes. It ended up being an hour and a half. Anyway, I was going to sing this song here. You can all see it's the St. Francis song that Bob wrote in 1973. And here it has Bob Brown, 1973 song for St. Francis. So I said, this is a special song or poem. And I gave it to the minister, and he was so moved. He said, can I make a copy of it? I want to share it in next Sunday service. I said, okay, but don't forget that I gave it to you on Easter Sunday, and this is Bob's birthday, coincidentally. And also, we're having a special program for Bob, you know, taking place now. And then after that, I went to the Catholic Church, Lady of the Star of the Sea. So that's why I'm a little late. But anyway, I'm sure someone's already sang this song, so I'm not going to sing it. But I will tell a little story about Bob, if I may. Back in the 70s, mid 70s, late 70s. I don't even know how long Bob's been gone. I think it's about 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I'd walk over to Bob's house, and Bob would be working on the grounds. And every time he'd see me, he'd say, "Hey, Al, lay a Baba quote on me." So I would recite one or two Baba quotes because I love Baba quotes, and I committed quite a few of them to memory. And I'm sure he would share one of his Baba quotes with me. So I'm going to lay another Baba quote on you, Bob, and that's this. Baba says, "Real happiness lies in making others happy." And Bob, you must have been one of the best when it came to following Baba's precept on that. So Bob, I thank you for making us happy, and I thank you for your love and your music, your companionship, and your memory. And thank you all for listening. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Al. Thank you. Somebody waited for you and you didn't show, so they sang the St. Francis song.
I thought they would have, because last night I heard Jeff singing it. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to beat me to it. And I'd already planned, to go to these services. Plus, there's a special program at 2:30. So I'll be busy all day today.
Busy day. Yeah.
Yeah, busy day.
Huh.
Joe sang it. It was beautiful.
Oh,
Yep.
Joe sang it?
Yeah.
I'm sure he did a much better job. Joe, I'm sure you did a much better job than I could have done. So I'm glad you sang it.
I want to hear your version at Artie.
At Artie, okay.
Well, thank you, everyone. I think maybe a moment of silence would be great. And then we can all Avatar Meher Baba together. Jai Baba. Avatar Meher Baba.
Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar
Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Well, I want to tell a quick story that was told to me by Dean Norquist. You know how Bob would put those bees in his mouth? He could open his mouth and they'd fly out and nobody'd be scared. It would help people get over their fear of the carpenter bees. Well, one day, Dean tells me the story. They were down by the footbridge, and Bob saw a snake that he thought was
Somebody's
muted. I'm trying to think what it was. It was some kind of harmless snake. So he picked it up and he put it in his mouth to show these people not to be afraid of snakes. And then the snake turned around and looked at it, opened his mouth, and it was a cottonmouth.
Oh.
I know. This is what Dean said. So Bob stayed cool and he just reached behind the cottonmouth's head somehow, got it down on the ground, and dispatched it with the shovel. So that old prankster almost got pranked himself.
He worked at the Philadelphia Zoo, so he had a deep connection with all the lower kingdoms.
He did.
Fearless. Yeah.
I walked through the Pittsburgh Zoo with him one year, and he sang all the way through, and he sang like Moon Shadow and all these great old tunes. And I remember the tigers and lions like coming up to the cage to look at him, and I mean, it was really uncanny, his connection.
No, I think we had him on loan
Thank
Yeah.
for a
Hey,
beautiful time.
those cottonmouths are attack usually because
They're
we saw Walter Wachowski, one had crawled up from the lake and on that bank there, and when Walter was trying to kill it, it jumped at him like more than it was really frightening. That's unbelievable.
I know. It's crazy. You'll have to ask Dean next time you see him about it.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a guy. So fortunate. And I think Jeff's right. We had him on loan.
From Baba.
Yes, from Baba. Anything else come to your mind, Jeff, about your time with him?
Oh, a great many things, but I think we're kind of easing toward the end here.
We are. That's why I asked.
You know, a beautiful thing that he did do, I mean, he was so exacting, but, and you probably all know this, he would find out where, when they were repairing something, he would find out where Baba had touched, like, say, the railing on the bridge. So he would get that specific plank, and he would make a frame and frame Baba's photographs with it. Anything that Baba touched, he would make something out of it. Yeah. No, what a great guy. What a large soul.
Oh, there's one Daryl Smith's holding up.
Oh, yeah,
There's a Baba button in it.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a piece of the step that went from Baba's house down to the lake. And he put, I don't know if, can you see Baba's picture?
Yeah, now you got it. Tilt it a little bit forward from the top.
Like that?
Yeah, beautiful. And those were gifts that he gave to people.
Yeah. You know, the other thing, when we went to Australia, was amazing. Bill LePage collected the sawdust from the floor in Baba's room when they before they polished it. They sanded it down, and he put it in these little beautiful packets and wrote, this is sawdust from the floor where Baba walked.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Reminds me of the Grain of Sand song that Kathy sang.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Bob Brown is back and running around. He wouldn't have stayed away long. He was ready to come back and roll up his sleeves.
Well, I'm grateful everybody was here today. We had a
thank you,
wonderful
Ruthie.
group. So much love, so much love. There, Baba.